Hey folks, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful Swiss steak. Now this has been decorated a little bit, served with a little bit of mashed potatoes and some garnish, but the real trick is the way that steak is prepared. So watch this video and you're going to find a recipe that will absolutely blow your mind. Hey guys, welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. Hey, on this episode, it's going to be Swiss steak. Now, Swiss steaks, fabulous. This is comfort food for me. Something that is so easy to make, so delicious. I'll tell you what, if you want a recipe that you're not going to have to put a lot of work into, but you can impress people with, this is it. It's this beautiful marriage, this beefy flavor mixed with this wonderful tart sauce that is absolutely off the hook good. So I'll tell you what, come over this way. Let me show you these fantastic ingredients that we have, and I'm going to show you how to make the best tasting Swiss steak that you will ever put in your mouth. Come on. Guys, when you're going to be making Swiss steak, you have to start with the beef. A lot of people use bottom round for this one, or top round. Either way works really good. However, I'm going to say I prefer to do this dish with sirloin. Now, I've got a beautiful cut of sirloin here. I'm going to leave it fat on and everything. We're not going to trim it. We're not going to do anything other than just use it just as it is. Now, on our other ingredients, as I mentioned to you, we need to make a sauce that's tangy, and it needs to be rich and robust. So we need acidic items. Now, part of Swiss steak is, of course, the tomatoes that go into it, and that's one of the primary things that makes it acidic, and it's really good. So you want about 15 ounces of diced tomatoes. I have here a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste also. I like to use this for a couple of reasons. One thing, it adds to that nice tart flavor, but also tomato paste helps to kind of thicken the whole thing up. We might do a little bit of thickening at the end also with some cornstarch, just depending on how juicy it comes out. But this is a good way to get it started, and it just makes it that much more rich. Now I have an onion, and this is a good size onion here. I like a lot of onion in my Swiss steak, so I chose a big one. Yellow onion, white, red, whatever you want to use, just go with that sucker. I have 3 cloves of garlic, a couple of tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to be adding a little bit of salt into that, about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons. Some black pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon there. I have here 1 cup of wine and 1 cup of beef broth. You can do this with all beef broth or just water, but frankly, if you're using beef broth and wine, you're going to get that extra tanginess and a fruitiness from the wine and the nice beefy stock flavor from that beef broth. Wonderful. Also, you might want to get something to enjoy while you're cooking. Grab yourself something to drink and kick back. Wine, coffee, tea, whatever suits your fancy. Grab it and let's get cooking. This is easy. We need to start with a big pan that's got a lid that can handle oven temperatures. Now guys, the hardest part of this dish is slicing the onion. Let's finish that onion. And one last cut. There we go. It's ready to go in our dish. Like I said, that's the hardest part of this. If you're one of those that when you use fresh garlic, that you have a problem getting that papery husk off of the outside, I like to just flex it, okay, like this. And this one is a really fresh piece of garlic, so the paper's hanging on really tight. But when I do that, and I don't flex it and twist it hard enough to break this part, just enough to cause the paper to break loose. And that's all there is to it. To prepare this garlic for this dish, we have to do only a couple of things. One, remove the scab off the end of your garlic. Crush that garlic. All right, the garlic is now ready to go in our dish. Okay guys, it's time for us to get down to cooking. I have a flame underneath this pan right now. This is a pan that has a lid, and that's what you're going to need, is a good open pan, a wide one that's got a lid. Jeez. What we're looking for here is good browning on both sides, but I'm not trying to cook it all the way through. I'm just trying to get a little bit of flavor developing both in the pan as well as on the meat. It's a beautiful smell. I have two beautiful odors going on at once right here. The olive oil that I used, first of all. Beautiful aroma. And then that meat. Isn't that nice? Now let's turn it. This is going to be a dish full of delicious. Boy, so far what we're smelling is just beautiful, isn't it? All right, guys, we now have that browning going on the other side. Just what I was wanting. Ah, yes. I want to get this paste mixed in. There we go. It's a little more quiet now. You can do this with a whisk. You can just gently work it in like I'm doing here. I'm going to add in that wine. Not all of it. The Worcestershire sauce. How about that garlic? Yeah. Oh, yummy, yummy. Okay. And get those mixing. Pull my steak back over. Get it down in this liquid real good. Our tomatoes. You don't have to add all that juice, but you can. I'm going to. My onion. Yeah. These onions, just liberally open them up. Add them to that pan. They're going to all cook down nice and soft later on, so that's not a big deal. All right, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Let's add in a little salt. We've had our oven heating. 225 degrees is where we need it. I'm going to add a little black pepper to this. Leave it on the stove for just a little bit. Finish bringing it up in temperature. Once I got a good hot bubbling action in here, I'm going to put it in the oven, and we're going to let it sit there and cook until that meat becomes fork tender. Okay? Now my pot has come up to a nice boil. I want to shut off that burner. I'm going to put this right down into our oven. There, good and gentle. All right. Well, that's all there is to it. It's down in the oven now. It's just a matter of going and kicking back and relaxing and waiting for dinner. Okay guys, I have pulled this out of the oven now, and I've given it the fork test to make sure that it was nice and tender. See, it's hanging on slightly but not bad, and it's just at the right stage that I can go ahead and start thickening this liquid. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. One would be using flour and water to thicken it. The other is to use cornstarch and water, and that's what I've done here. Is I've taken some cornstarch, the remainder of the wine that I didn't originally put in there, which was about 1/3 of a cup, add a little water to it, and then I put in about 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch, and I'm going to pour this into this. And what it's going to do, I'm going to put this back in the oven. It's going to thicken up and turn this into a beautiful heavy sauce. Back in the oven it goes. It needs about another 30 minutes in there. It's been in there an hour and a half now. There it is, guys. Hey, that's not too difficult. This is one of those meals where if you like just kind of kicking back and enjoying watching the show or the ball game, it's a perfect meal for you. It's easy to make. It's absolutely delicious. Meat just splitting apart. You're not going to need a knife for this. Oh man. Super tender. Just full-bodied flavor. A little bit tangy. Just a beautiful, rich gravy. Every bit worth having. I'll tell you what. I'm going to be making an absolute pig of myself on that in just a moment. It's just so good, so delicious. I'll tell you what, thank you very much for watching this show. Thank you to my subscribers. And folks, if you haven't subscribed, well, please do. I have a lot of good recipes coming. Thousands, okay? This isn't over, not in the long shot. A lot of good stuff coming your way. And please share my videos with somebody. Tell you what, you folks, have a good day. Hey guys, thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today. Do appreciate it. If you would, please subscribe. If you like this, just click like down there, and if you would, I would really appreciate it if you add me to your favorites. Thank you.